You'll excuse me, let me take off this because I'm far from you. I find it easier to read without it. And as soon as I'm through, I'll put it back on. I guess that is unanimously supported. Ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, good afternoon. 2 days ago, His Excellency the President, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, addressed the nation on the COVID-19 situation in the country and partially opened the economy following indications that the curve was flattening. He maintained the curfew but shifted the time from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. He opened bars and restaurants but which must close business by 10 p.m. Sasa wewe ukifike 9:30 usianze kusema ya kwamba wewe kunywa hii. Wacha hapo bwana. Tumalize mambo ya baa karibu 9:30 hivi ili watu wanaweza kufika nyumbani bila wasiwasi. Sawa sawa. The President also partially opened up the churches and mosques, which will now admit only a third of their congregation. So if your church can seat 1,000 people, please have only 300 as a congregation. If a church can seat 4, have 3. That is you and 2 others. The President also partially opened up. The President also directed that funerals must not be attended by more than 200 people at any time. In Kisumu, we wish to welcome the President's wise decision, but wish to remind our people that the disease is still with us and we must continue to fight it. We are not yet out of the woods, as the County Commissioner has reminded us. In the past 2 weeks, we have seen a spike in numbers, an indication that the disease is silently but steadily spreading in our communities. We have observed that the disease continues to afflict our people, with numbers rising significantly across the country. Latest statistics from the Ministry of Health show that to date, a total of 495 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed across Kisumu County to date. As of today, 495 people have been proved to be COVID-19 positive in our county. We have so far recorded 8 deaths, and I pray to God that we don't record more. And in order not to record more, we must observe the COVID-19 protocols that were clearly reaffirmed by the President in his address. Out of the total confirmed COVID-19 cases, 431 or 87% are from community transmissions. In other words, we are no longer talking about truck drivers coming from Mombasa or from Busia. 87% of transmissions are within our communities. In Ahero, in Seme, in Moroni, in Nyando, in Kajulu, in Andingopanga. We have also had cases from Kodiaga Maximum Security Prison. We have 58 cases in isolation centers, 41 of which are in our state prison isolation units. Some 114 cases are currently under home-based care, while some 292 cases have been discharged after recoveries. I emphasize these figures just to demonstrate to you that COVID-19 is still a reality in our county. And nobody should take the national average of flattening as being applicable to every situation. Yes, we may be flattening, but we are not exactly flattening because of what we can see from these figures in Kisumu County. The county's COVID-19 Emergency Response Committee has done a great work facilitating the fight against the disease, but the virus has remained dangerously stubborn. To sustain the fight against this disease, we wish to state as follows. 1, national and county government officials at the county, sub-county, wards, locations, and villages are under firm instructions to ensure the COVID-19 safety guidelines are followed. Let me repeat that for lack of attention by some people who may not be listening. National and county government officials of the county, sub-county, wards, locations, and villages are under firm instructions from myself and the county commissioner to ensure the COVID-19 safety guidelines are followed. 2, bodies removed from mortuaries must be buried within 48 hours, and only a maximum of 200 people are allowed to attend such ceremonies. 3, mortuaries are not, and I repeat, not allowed to store bodies brought from outside for more than 48 hours. 4, bodies in transit from elsewhere must not stop over in Kisumu town. Cross over and go where you are going. Your funeral home is not in Kisumu, your cemetery is not in Kisumu, your grave is not in Kisumu. Please be faithful to yourself and rest where the eternal and Almighty will wish to receive you from. 5, feasting at funerals remain banned, and county and national government officers must therefore enforce this directive strictly. To be polite, eating at funerals in large numbers, where you think it's like a wedding, remain banned, and county and national government officers must enforce this directive. 6, disco matangas are banned. That is a very simple thing to obey. They are just banned. Don't try. Kama wewe unataka kwenda disco, kuja hapa Kisumu, tuna night clubs mingi hapo. Atatembea mpaka Hahero na Kericho ukitaka kudance. Lakini pahali pana matanga, mjue ya kwamba hatutaki discos kamwe. 7, all gatherings in towns and villages must be held in strict accordance with health guidelines. Wearing of masks in public offices and gatherings remain mandatory. 8, traffic police officers must ensure that social distance, sanitizing and wearing of masks in public service vehicles remain in force. 9, we remain prepared to combat the disease with 401 isolation beds and other raft of measures in place, but the fight now weighs heavily on you and me. 10, we wish to remind our people that this disease is still with us, and we must not relax in keeping it at bay. Let us not lower the masks. Let's continue to sanitize and keep social distance, because it is a matter of life and death. You can keep alive if you observe the protocols. You will be called to glory if you disobey the protocols. Let us kick coronavirus finally out of Kisumu and Kenya in general.